Magic Kingdom. What are you doing? Hey everybody, it's Molly with AllEars, and I'm here today with a brand new video. Now we all know there are a lot of headliner incredible attractions at Walt Disney World. Rise of the Resistance, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Pirates of the Caribbean Haunted Mansion Test Track, but there's also a lot of great underrated, less known attractions, and today that's what we're going to be exploring. We've put together a list of over 30 different underrated rides, shows, and attractions that you've probably skipped before and you should check out on your next Walt Disney World vacation. Some of these are maybe not for every audience, some of these are just often overlooked, but all of them are great for one reason or another. So I hope you're ready, I hope you're excited. Let's go find your new favorite attraction. Beginning our list of the most underrated experiences at Walt Disney World, we are here at the Magic Kingdom, of course, where it all began. From underrated entertainment to shows you probably haven't seen before, even a few rides. Here's a list of things to do that at Magic Kingdom when maybe it's a little bit too crowded, you're waiting on that next Genie Plus or the line to die down somewhere. Check out these things because they probably won't have a line, and I promise you're gonna have fun. And you know what? We're gonna start this list right here on Main Street USA, where some of the best entertainment in all of Walt Disney World lives. A lot of people walk right past Main Street USA. They're on their way to Fantasyland to get on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I get it. But make sure you come back to Main Street USA because there's a few entertainment offerings that have been around since the beginning. I'm talking about, of course, the Dapper Dans, the Barbershop Quartet, and the Main Street Philharmonic, the band. Both of these things happen multiple times a day. You can check the times in My Disney Experience in the app, but they are just quintessential Main Street in Disney. There is no greater Disney feeling than being on Main Street USA with the Dapper Dans singing Carousel of Progress or Haunted Mansion, and it's just wonderful. So get yourself your favorite snack, enjoy yourself on Main Street, get yourself a coffee, sit on the hub grass, and just enjoy being on Main Street USA with some of the best entertainment in Walt Disney World.
I'm just like a prairie flower, growing wilder every hour. Everything's good, scary the stories and tales of the glories of Christmases of long and
underrated thing on this entire list. I'm talking about the Main Street vehicles. When the park opened, these were an attraction that still lives on today, and it's just the sweet little vehicles, the old-timey cars and buses, and in the mornings you can actually ride them and they'll take you down to the castle. Now these were closed for a very long time and they were using the vehicles for rainy day cavalcades and to put some of the characters and performers on, but as of recently, in the mornings you can still ride the Main Street vehicles. So take a trolley ride down to the castle or perhaps board a double-decker bus, and it's just fun, quaint, feels very Main Street USA. It's just very leisurely and enjoyable, and it's something that existed 50 years ago, so I always enjoy that as well. The next underrated attraction on our list, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, located in Adventureland. This is a great attraction, especially because of all its historical value. This is actually the first attraction that featured audio animatronics. So before there was the Shaman of Song, or Hondo Ohnaka, or even the Pirates of the Caribbean pirates, there were the Tiki Birds. They were the original design, so we have to at least thank the Tiki Birds for starting this whole thing. I mean, audio animatronics are one of the things Disney's known for at this point. So the Enchanted Tiki Room is a short show featuring a variety of a chorus of birds and flowers singing, and they sing that famous song written by the Sherman Brothers in the Tiki 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 Room. This attraction is usually walked by a lot of people because they don't want to sit or they don't think it's interesting, but this is a great attraction I recommend to a lot of people when they come to Disney World. You're going to get some Disney history. It's really fun. Little kids seem to like it a lot because they get to look at the birds. It's just a delightful, nice break throughout a busy day. The next attraction on our list, literally right behind me, the Liberty Square Riverboat. Now, why did I include the riverboat? Honestly, because my mom told me I had to. So she says it's an underrated attraction where you get to relax on a 20-minute cruise around the rivers of America, and she's not wrong. So I'm including this because my mom told me to. Now, while a trip on the Liberty Bell riverboat, which is working, by the way, it's actually very cool if you go back and look at the paddle and everything. While a trip on the Liberty Bell, it's about 20 minutes. It's probably not for everybody. If you've got a lot of things you're trying to get done in your Magic Kingdom day, this does take out a big chunk of it. But I have found it's very relaxing if you've got some folks in your party that aren't tall enough or maybe don't want to ride some of the more thrilling attractions nearby, like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad or Splash Mountain. It's a great activity for them to do. It's very easily wheelchair accessible, so if you're having a more mellow trip, it's easy for that. It's also great if you just have like 20 minutes and it happens to be leaving. I've sat on the Liberty Bell riverboat and done my mobile ordering for lunch, and it's a lot more fun to do your mobile ordering while looking around at Liberty Square and Frontierland than it is just sitting outside of a restaurant. So this is definitely one that I wouldn't say is a must-do for most people, but if you've been here many, many times, if you're having a slower, relaxing day, or you're looking for something to do to kill some time in between some other things, the Liberty Bell riverboat is fun, and it should definitely entertain at least your little ones and your oldest ones. Just across the way from the Liberty Square riverboat landing, we've got the Hall of Presidents, which is an opening day attraction that's also You already got your turn, riverboat. Be quiet. Hall of Presidents opening day attraction here in Liberty Square, and it was actually Walt Disney's dream come true. He was a big history buff, big fan of American history, and wanted a place where you could come and see every single president of the United States, past and present, right in one place. Well, when Disneyland opened, they didn't have the technology for this. However, they did have the technology by the time they opened Walt Disney World in 1971. So the Hall of Presidents, Walt's idea decades earlier, finally came true. Now, once again, this attraction is not for everybody. It's about 30 minutes long, and it's about American history. So if you have no interest in American history, or you've got little ones that aren't going to sit still that long, maybe this one isn't for you. If you have older kids, if you're interested in American history, this is a great attraction. I, for one, love the moment when the curtain lifts and you get to see all of those animatronics. It's absolutely incredible, a feat of Imagineering. And if you watch the animatronics as each president's being introduced, all the others will turn, they'll nod, they'll tap their feet, they'll look at their pocket watch. It's really, really cool. And if you need even more reason to go inside the Hall of Presidents, go check out the lobby at least. It's actually a federally recognized presidential museum because they've got artifacts on display going back all the way to George Washington, which is really, really neat. And if you need one more reason to convince you to go see the Hall of Presidents, come on inside the lobby and I'm going to show you the newest artifact they just added to the case. The newest addition to the display cases in here is this American flag that they actually found very recently at the archives, the Disney Archives in California. This flag was flown over the White House on October 1st, 1971 under President Nixon. October 1st, as you may know, was the day that Walt Disney World opened. So President Nixon mailed this flag that once again flew over the White House on October 1st to Roy O. Disney, Walt's brother, who opened Walt Disney World, and then it flew over Walt Disney World on October 25th, 1971, which is the dedication day of Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World. So any pictures you've seen from dedication day, Roy and Mickey doing the dedication speech, that picture of all of the cast members in front of the castle, this is actually the flag that flew over both the White House and Walt Disney World, and they even have included the letters signed by President Nixon and Roy O. Disney corresponding about the flag. Another one of my favorites on the list, Prince Charming Regal Carousel. What is this? Well, it's a carousel. It's a merry-go-round. If you've been on a carousel, that's exactly what it is. And that's all it is. But there's something so special and so sweet of being on a carousel right in the middle of Fantasyland. It was actually at a merry-go-round in Griffith Park in California that Walt Disney even dreamt up Disneyland. He saw his children going round and round on this kind of older merry-go-round, and he thought, wow, it'd be sure great if there was a place for family and children to all come together and have some fun and forget about their troubles. Thus, the idea for Disneyland was born. So, I think a carousel is just, it's a simple attraction. It usually doesn't have that long of a line. If you're like me, you can push children out of the way to get the one with the gold ribbon in its tail because that's Cinderella's horse. And it's just a sweet attraction. And I think a lot of people skip out on it for fancier things. But sometimes, simple is just the best. Anybody can enjoy the carousel. Another one of my favorites on our list, standing outside of Mickey's PHILHARMAGIC. This is a 3D show featuring some of your favorite Disney music. That's actually really more of a 4D show because they're going to do a couple of effects. They're going to have some smells. They're going to sprinkle some water on you. And it's one of those fully immersive shows similar to Captain EO used to be over at EPCOT or MUPPET-VISION 3D at Hollywood Studios. But it's really, really cute because it features clips from Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, and recently they added a Coco scene. Quincy was very excited. This show is great because not only does it usually not have a line, it's usually just waiting for the next show to fill out and then you can go in, but it features, again, so many of your favorite characters. It's great for little ones. It's in air conditioning. You'll get out of the heat for a little bit and you can sing and dance along with some of your favorite friends. What's also great about this attraction is a lot of people don't realize this was based on Walt's original idea for Fantasia. Fantasia initially flopped at the box office because Walt not only wanted you to see beautiful animation and hear beautiful music, but he wanted you to smell things. He wanted the ushers to walk up and down the aisles with incense or tossing flower petals, squirting their guests with water with sprinklers that he wanted movie theaters to install in the ceilings. Naturally, most movie theaters did not participate in these antics, and so the film flopped at the box office. But again, here at Mickey's PhilHarMagic, you can not only see things on the screen, but you can smell the pie during Be Our Guest. You feel the water when Ariel's taking you under the sea, and you're fully immersed in the story. So this is a great one on the list, and a lot of people just walk on by it. Some of you may be surprised that I put this next attraction on the list, considering Under the Sea Journey to Little Mermaid features one of my least favorite Disney characters and my nemesis, Ursula, in a giant animatronic form. But you know what? I gotta be fair, and this attraction is adorable. I do love Disney dark rides that put you through a story. This is an Omnimover, which is a classic Disney form of attraction, and like I said, it puts you into the story of The Little Mermaid with fantastic animatronics and delightful music. You'll go through Ariel's treasure trove, you will go through the Under the Sea number. Unfortunately, you do encounter Ursula, so heads up, don't say I didn't warn you, but it's just a delightful and pleasant attraction. But it usually has a lot lower line than a lot of the other Fantasyland classics like Peter Pan's Flight or It's a Small World or even The Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. So this is a great one that anyone in the family can enjoy, but especially your young ones who love The Little Mermaid or those who are fans of that amazing music by Alan Menken and Howard Ashman. The next attraction on our list is probably the #1 most popular answer when it comes to underrated attractions. Our team said this is their top choice. A lot of you said this is your top choice. I'm talking about the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. This is that highway in the sky that takes you around Tomorrowland, gives you a view of what Walt Disney originally envisioned for EPCOT. It takes you into Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin and Space Mountain and gives you some incredible views of Tomorrowland and Cinderella Castle. The People Mover is just the most relaxing and pleasant attraction in Magic Kingdom and possibly all of Walt Disney World. It is just very nice, very calm. You're gonna need a little breeze on your face. You're gonna get some scenic views, put your feet up, and it is a perfect addition to any Magic Kingdom day, especially because the line moves very, very quickly. So even if it looks long, it'll probably be over pretty quick. It's a nice long attraction, and again, it's very relaxing in the middle of the hustle and bustle of the Magic Kingdom. So trust me when I say you need to take a rest on the People Mover, and I bet if you're a People Mover fan, you'll share your support down in the comments as well. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Carousel of Progress obviously had to go on our list. This is probably my favorite of the theater shows in Magic Kingdom, of the animatronic style theater shows like Country Bear Jamboree or the Tiki Room, Hall of Presidents. This one for me reigns supreme. Not only did Walt Disney himself work on this attraction for the 1964-65 World's Fair, but it's got that catchy tune by the Sherman Brothers, and it's just a lot of fun. This is actually the longest running stage show in American history because it's never stopped. Well, probably because the actors are robots. But Carousel of Progress is again often overlooked. It's about a 20-minute show, a theater in the round. The theater actually rotates as you follow a family through the 20th century, and they learn how progress in technology improves their lives for the better throughout the show. It's just, once again, a quintessential Disney fan thing. If you are learning about Disney history, you know anything about the 64-65 World's Fair, this is an attraction you definitely want to do. It's also one, again, these theater shows are great for killing time in between some of your bigger attractions, getting out of the element, sitting down for 20 minutes, minutes. I will say this show, once it starts, it cannot stop and you cannot leave. If you leave, they actually have to restart the section you're in because of the theater rotating. It's a safety hazard. So make sure before you go into the show that everyone in your group is ready to sit for 20 minutes. They don't need to use a restroom. I've literally been in there with kids screaming for the entire 20 minutes because they didn't want to sit still. So just keep that in mind before you get in line. But again, my Disney history buffs, my people who want to sit down for 20 minutes, this is an icon that you got to do. And if you need even more convincing, the Sherman Brothers actually wrote the song thinking about Walt Disney. If you listen to the lyrics and change when it says man to Walt, it would read, Walt had a dream and that's the start. He follows his dream with mind and heart, and when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. So the Sherman Brothers wrote that about Walt Disney, and I think it's pretty true because we're all living in the reality of Walt's dream. So. And our last attraction in the Magic Kingdom, the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor here in Tomorrowland. This was closed for a very long time, even after the parks reopened, and it just reopened recently, and I'm so glad it's back. This is an interactive show with Mike Wazowski and other monsters from Monstropolis, where you're going in for them to make you laugh so that you can help power the city. It is very, very funny and interactive. The technology, I don't even want to know how it works, because it's truly magic to me. I really feel like you're talking to Mike Wazowski and the other monsters. You can actually even text in jokes that the monsters might say in front of you. They will pick on people in the audience. Because of that, it's different every time, and it makes me truly laugh out loud every time I see it, whether based on something the monsters say, how they react to people in the audience that they're talking to, or the guests themselves are very, very funny. So come check out Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. It's, again, about a 15-minute show. Usually doesn't have that long of a line. Usually you're just waiting for the show in front of you to finish up, and then you can go in. It is a Genie Plus attraction, however, you usually aren't going to need to use it here, so it's a great filler in between some of your bigger attractions in Tomorrowland, maybe between Buzz Lightyear and some other things that you're doing in this area. You can check out the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Yay!
Hello, humans!
Ah!
Oh, very good. I'm Mike Wazowski. That's Wazowski with one eye.
Yeah. All right, folks, you know me. My name is Buddy Boyle, but what you don't know is I'm here to debut my brand new mind-reading act. That's right, I am telepathetic. Yeah, the reception's terrible in this building. Molly, let's stop bootlegging the show for a minute. I gotta give you some instructions. Molly, put your hands on your head.
Welcome to Epcot on our underrated attractions quest. Here, the focus is going to be edutainment, those attractions that will both educate and entertain, which isn't that the point of Epcot after all? Our next underrated attraction here at Epcot, the Seas with Nemo and Friends. This is another one of my favorites on the list because not only do I love aquatic creatures, but I love any dark ride where they're gonna put you inside of a Disney movie, even if it's not one of my favorites. Finding Nemo, not my favorite, but I just think it's a classic Disney attraction to put you inside a story and have it come alive around you. Plus, it empties out into the sea base where you can see real aquatic creatures such as sharks, dolphins, rays, turtles, fish, and a very good friend of you and me in the sea base. It's a great place where you can get a little bit of AC, learn a little bit about aquatic, like talk to Crush himself. So I gotta put the Seas with Nemo and Friends on this list.
Oh, they thought they were safe over there. Should have dropped her off. What's up, Haunted? What's your name?
Katie.
Cool, Katie. How many kids you got?
3.
Aw, nice. Just getting started. I have 65. Don't worry, it's not a contest.
No visit to the sea base would be complete without a visit with my friend Mr. Eel. Let's see if we can find... Oh, there you are. Hi, Mr. Eel. Well, hey, Molly. How are you? I'm doing great, Mr. Eel. I was just telling everybody how underrated this attraction is, and I love coming to see you and how not enough people do. Yeah, that's right, friends. I love when people come to see me. Just wanted to tell everybody happy holidays. Keep washing those hands, wearing those masks. All right. What are you going to ask Santa for this year, Mr. Eel? I know last year you asked for a rock, and you got it, so I'm sure you've been good this year. Oh, this year I think I'm going to ask for a different rock. Very creative, Mr. Eel. I hope you get it. Have a happy holidays. Thanks, everybody. When talking with the AllEars team, there was one answer that rose above the rest for the most underrated attraction, at least in this park, and that is Living with the Land. This is that fabulous boat ride that takes you on a tour of the greenhouses of Epcot, which doesn't sound that exciting, but it is. It's fun. There's lettuce shaped like Mickey. There's pumpkin shaped like Mickey. You can see all of the greenhouses. And at Christmas, they actually put lights on it. It's a very low-key, relaxing attraction. Older generations tend to love it. My grandparents love it, but so do I. And little ones like it too because they get to look out at the fish as well as all the vegetables. And the land is actually the greenhouse where they grow a lot of the food served here in this building, including Sunshine Seasons and Garden Grill. So if you're going to eat here, it's kind of fun that you can say, hey, remember that salad? It was grown right here. Or go on the ride first, then convince your kids to eat their vegetables because they saw where Mickey was growing it. This attraction usually doesn't have too long of a line, which makes it a great attraction as well. So I got to give big props to Living with the Land. For me, it's a must-do on a nice Epcot day. Our next attraction on our list is actually multiple attractions in one, but I'm standing outside of my favorite of them to do a little spiel, and that is the films inside Epcot. There are several places around Epcot that have movies that, okay, this might not be for everyone. If you've got little kids, this is probably not for you. If you've got teenagers who are going to find this boring, it's not for you. But if you've got maybe older kids who do find this interesting, as well as adults, grandparents, this one could be for you. I think the best one is called Awesome Planet, which is here inside the Land Pavilion, and it teaches you all about this beautiful planet that we live on. Kind of makes me feel terrible for a human for destroying the planet, but it also inspires me to help. So this is a great one. There's also a movie over in Canada called Canada Far and Wide. It's narrated by Johnny and Moira Rose, teaches you all about the beauty of Canada. That one's a Circle Vision. Over in Japan,
She means China.
there's a Circle Vision as well, Reflections of China. That one will actually be replaced soon by Wonders China. There is also a film over in France, Impressions of France, which is actually an opening day film. They still run it in the evening time. During the day, they run the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, which is great for kids, underrated if you've got little ones. And then at night, they do Impressions of France. So these Epcot movies are really fun. They're all about the edutainment, which is the core of Epcot, teaching you and entertaining you. And again, they're not must-dos for a lot of people, but they are really nice. They're in air conditioning. You can sit down, relax, and see something beautiful. So again, my personal favorite, Awesome Planet right here in the land. This next one on our Epcot list falls into the same category as the other films. Not something I'd recommend to everyone or if you only have a limited amount of time in Epcot, but if you've been multiple times or you're looking for something to do to get out of the heat or the rain, why not come check out the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival? This is located in the Imagination Pavilion where Captain EO, may it rest in peace, and Honey, I Shrunk the Audience used to be, and it is 3 Disney or Pixar shorts that have been reimagined to be 4D. So like the seats will move and you're wearing 3D glasses. But the reason I actually really like this one is because one of the chosen shorts is Get a Horse, which was an old Mickey cartoon that's black and white. They've reimagined it to combine new technology, so it goes very seamlessly back and forth between the original animation and the current color animation. And it's really, really cool how they do it. Plus, when you look at the voice credits, Mickey Mouse is voiced by Walt Disney himself. So that makes this a great underrated attraction for my Disney history buffs. Hola from Mexico, where we are going to talk about one of our other team's favorite underrated attractions for this park, the Grand Fiesta Tour. This is that charming boat ride inside the Mexico Pyramid featuring the 3 Caballeros, Donald Duck, Jose Caraca, and Panchito. It's a very cute attraction. It usually doesn't have that long of a line, but I'm not going to talk about the Grand Fiesta Tour and not take a moment to talk about the greatest thing that maybe ever happened in Disney World at this attraction, and that's when the Donald Duck animatronic wasn't working, so they replaced it with a houseplant and a sombrero on its head. That is the finest version of this attraction that there will ever be. It's possibly the finest version of any attraction there will ever be, so for that reason and that reason alone, we have to honor this attraction, not only for its current delightful state, but its past glorious history. Next up on our list, the American Adventure. America, spread your golden wings. Located conveniently in the American Adventure Pavilion at Epcot. Fly on freedom's wind across the sky. Okay, I'll stop singing. The American Adventure is about a 30-minute stage show using animatronics to tell highlights of the American story, narrated by Ben Franklin and Mark Twain. Some people don't even realize there's a show inside the American Adventure Pavilion, let alone a 30-minute one with really cool animatronics. An animatronic walks up the stairs. Now, with a lot of things at Epcot, they have a very targeted audience, so if you've got young kids or not super passionate about American history, this is probably not a watch for you. But if you've got older kids maybe studying American history, or you like American history yourself, or you just want to sit down for 30 minutes and enjoy some air conditioning and cool animatronics, I really like this show. For one, I love a montage. They do a great montage about American history. 2, the song Two Brothers absolutely slaps, as does America Spread Your Golden Wings. And 3, if I haven't mentioned it yet, Ben Franklin walks up the stairs. So it's a longer show. It takes a big chunk out of your Epcot day, but if you're having a leisurely day where you need somewhere to sit down with air conditioning, perhaps take a nap. I didn't say that, but you know what I mean. This is a great option. If you've ever been on hold for a long time with the Walt Disney Company, you may have had the pleasure of listening to this very instrument. This is Louis Armstrong's trumpet, and it's believed he used this exact trumpet when he recorded his Disney song Satchmo Way album. Did you know you could see cool things like this in Epcot? Not only here in the American Adventure Pavilion, where they've got a soul exhibit all about jazz. They have multiple exhibits around the World Showcase that a lot of people don't even realize they're there because they're tucked away behind doors and in buildings you might not know you can even go to. Of course, they've got this jazz exhibit here. They've got another exhibit here in the American Adventure all about Native Americans. They have an incredible exhibit in the Stave Church in Norway, all about Viking gods. They have an exhibit about Kawaii culture in Japan. They've got one in Morocco. They've got one in France. They've got these really cool galleries. Again, not a lot of people realize that these exist. And if you're someone like me that loves history, loves exploring, loves diving deep into these pavilions, they really add a lot to your Epcot experience. And they have a lot of cool stuff. Things like Louis Armstrong's trumpet. They've got authentic artifacts. Some of the stuff in the pavilions, such as Japan and Norway, go back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So old my brain can't even wrap my mind around it. So when you're exploring Epcot, make sure you kind of peek around all these countries and take advantage of learning and seeing some of this cool stuff. I promise, if you haven't been to these galleries, you're missing out. They're not big. They're not going to take a long time out of your day, but they're a great way to kind of fill in about your other activities when you're wandering the World Showcase. And who knows, you may learn something, which is the point of Epcot. Konnichiwa from Japan, where we're going to talk about, of course, another underrated entertainment offering here in World Showcase, and that is the Japanese drummers. They recently came back after they were gone for the pandemic, but they're back and they're incredible. They're these women drummers that absolutely rock. They are my heroes and my icons, and they are so cool. So make sure you check the My Disney Experience app to see what time they're going to play. Also, their name is officially this, but I can't pronounce that, and I don't even want to try. They're amazing, but they're not the only World Showcase performers that are back. Sergio is back in Italy. You've got Mariachi Cobre in the Mexico Pavilion. You've also got the Canada always has a band rocking hard. You've got the piano lady over in the United Kingdom playing in the gazebo. And not a World Showcase, but you do have the Jammers who have moved back up front at Future World. Well, it's not called Future World anymore. World Discovery. The front of the park by Spaceship Earth. You know what I'm talking about.
No, they don't know what you're talking about because you still got it wrong. It's called World Celebration.
But the entertainment in Epcot is so underrated in my opinion. At its prime, there are going to be performers in each of the countries bringing a little of their culture to you. It's really fun and you've got something to eat or drink from your journey around the world to be able to watch a performance that's going to teach you even more about that country and entertain you along the way. It really is what the Epcot experience is all about in my opinion, and I'm so glad that they're starting to come back. Hooray for Hollywood! We've made it to Hollywood Studios on this underrated attraction quest where we've got some of the best items on this list. From shows you might not have seen before, both live action and nighttime projection shows, to a couple of attractions maybe you haven't taken a spin on yet. We've got some fun, underrated things to do here in Hollywood. Let's get to it. This next attraction is definitely one of my favorites on this entire list. It is at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's for the first time in forever a Frozen Sing-Along Celebration TM. It is the underrated, wonderful Frozen show right here in the middle of the park. It's located in the Hyperion Theater, which at one point housed Superstar Television and housed the American Idol experience. And it's a sing-along with two storytellers from Arendelle, along with Anna and Elsa and Kristoff, and you're going to sing all the songs from Frozen. Why do I like it so much? One, I obviously like the movie Frozen, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, and so do you. It made billions of dollars. Number two, It is actually very, very funny, like adult funny. The two narrators ad-lib a lot of it, so it's different every time, and it makes me laugh out loud every single time I watch it. I promise you adults are gonna laugh at this one too. 3, it's a great filler in between some of the heavy hitters located at Hollywood studios. You know your kids love Frozen and they are gonna get to see the characters, but it's a nice break for you too to sit down inside for 25 or so minutes in the air conditioning and just enjoy a nice show. So I recommend this one to almost everyone that comes, adults, kids alike. It is a lot of fun. Okay, it technically hasn't reopened yet, but I have to put Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular on this list. The show reopens on December 19th, and it is a behind-the-scenes look at how they do the movie stunts famously used in Indiana Jones, like the giant boulder, planes, blowing trucks up, martial arts, stunt falls. It's really, really cool. And what I love about this show is it's really the last thing here that reminds me of old MGM studios. When this park opened, it was meant to show you about how movies work, as opposed to now where it's supposed to put you into the movies. And I loved a lot of the old attractions at MGM, and this is one of the ones that reminds me of those the most. So it reopens again on December 19th. It is going to be a Genie Plus attraction. It's a huge amphitheater though, so you usually don't need to use any kind of skip the line access. But a lot of people don't see it because they don't know what it is, but this is one that I feel like from your littlest ones to your oldest ones in the group, you're going to enjoy this show. And it's just awesome. When you hear the words National Treasure, you may think of items kept in the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. Or maybe you think of a Nicolas Cage film. I think of this. MUPPET-VISION 3D. I love the Muppets. In fact, I think Kermit is in the Smithsonian, so basically nailed it there. Anyway, MUPPET-VISION 3D is one of my favorite underrated things in all of Walt Disney World because it's a short 3D film with the Muppets. And who doesn't like the Muppets? They're hilarious. In fact, the show literally makes me laugh every single time because I just love the gimmicks and I love the shenanigans with Kermit and Gonzo and Miss Piggy and the angry men in the balcony and my favorite Sam Eagle. Anyway, this underrated show is a great filler in between some of those big heavy hitter attractions around Hollywood studios. You're going to go inside, you're going to sit for a few minutes, and you're going to laugh at the Muppets.
Hey! Careful! Here in this modern high-tech facility, we have perfected MUPPET-VISION 3D.
Omar, it's that dumb bear again.
Hey, Bear! You're not even funny in 3D! Well, my new 3DX gonna shadow you all with humor! Waka waka! Would you turn on the machine? Hey, sweet! That's a great effect! It's Fuzzy Kermit! Me! Oh, me!
The next underrated attraction on our list, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Now I'm gonna put this one in the video with an asterisk because it really depends on who you are if this one is a possible visit for you or not. If you have got a little one, if you've got a Cars fan, or if you've got a Disney animatronics fan, I think this is one that is often overlooked. It's about a 10-15 minute show with Lightning McQueen, and he is an incredible animatronic. I'm talking absolutely amazing, and I think one of the most underrated animatronics because nobody comes to the show. But it's about Lightning practicing with his sim kind of like computer training that he does in Cars 3, and then of course something bad happens with the power of friendship overrules that, as it often does. So I think this attraction is very, very cute. It's funny from an adult point of view, and if you've got, again, a Cars fan in your family, if you've got little ones who like cars, this is a great attraction to bring them on, especially if you've got people going on Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower of Terror and they're not tall enough to ride. Usually doesn't have a long wait. Usually it's just waiting for the next show to start. So this is a great way to kill time with those younger members of your families. Perhaps the most important attraction on our list is at Hollywood Studios, Walt Disney Presents. This is a nod to the man behind all of the magic, and it's got some really cool artifacts in here, as well as some displays, models of things in the Disney parks, and some kind of fun video at the end. They've got costumes in here from current films, as well as the artifacts that Walt Disney himself used. It teaches you a lot about Walt and the history of the company, from inventing Mickey Mouse to some of the technology pioneering they did in animation. Talks about how Disneyland was built, and it's just, for a Disney history nerd, this is where you gotta go. And it's really fun to bring your kids in here and teach them that there was a man that actually dreamt all this up. It's not just a company name, and it's very good. Usually not very crowded in there. You can get out of the heat, get some air conditioning. There used to be a character meet and greet in here. That's not back yet, but the movie still is. Currently, it's playing One Man's Dream, which is a movie about Walt Disney narrated by Julie Andrews, and if that's not enough to tug at your heartstrings, I don't know what is. They also will do previews for upcoming films in here, so you might get a sneak peek at the latest Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, or Pixar film. So, once again, like a lot of things on this list, this is one that's great to fill in between some other big attractions, get yourself some air conditioning, and learn about the man behind all the magic. This is my new friend, the Alien, and he's here to tell you that our next attraction is Alien Swirling Saucers. Now, Alien Swirling Saucers here in Toy Story Land does get a bad rap. People often say it's not that fun, they don't want to wait in a line for it, and it's lame compared to other attractions in this park. But sure, if you're comparing it to Slinky Dog Dash or Toy Story Mania, yeah, Alien Swirling Saucers is fine by comparison, but I dare you to ride this attraction and not smile and laugh. It's a lot of fun. It's a perfect filler attraction. It's great for your little ones that aren't tall enough to ride attractions nearby like Slinky Dog or like Smuggler's Run. I laugh and smile every time I ride this attraction. Now, while I wouldn't recommend waiting more than 20-25 minutes for it or prioritizing a Genie Plus Lightning Lane for this attraction, it is very cute, and like I said, you're gonna smile and laugh. It's the same device as Tow Mater's Junkyard Jamboree over at Disney California Adventure, and it's just a cute attraction. So I think it's underrated, and I think it doesn't get enough credit for just being something that'll make you smile. Rising Moons from Batuu. That means good evening from Batuu, which is a place in Star Wars. Because I'm in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for our next one. Now, I know you're thinking, what attraction could I possibly be talking about that's underrated? Rise of the Resistance? Smuggler's Run? No, I'm not talking about either of those. I'm talking about an activity you can do for free on your phone with the Play Disney Parks app. So the Play Disney Parks app, different from My Disney Experience, is a free app that allows you to play games at home or in the parks. When you're in the parks, if your Bluetooth is enabled, you can do special things like play certain trivia games in certain queues, etc., etc. But the coolest part of this app is the DATAPAD, which is a function that only works in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It allows you to hack into different panels around the land, communicate with droids, scan into crates, translate things from Arabesh, and when you're in the queues at Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance, you can help out either Honda or the crew. My favorite is using it at Rise of the Resistance because you actually get to talk to Finn, who's aboard the Star Destroyer, and you get to help him out, and then it makes it even cooler that when you see him on the attraction, you know you helped him out. So we are going to get our DATAPAD going and go explore Batuu.
Y'all, I'm talking to Finn right now. He's inside of a Star Destroyer. That's very stressful. Okay, okay, I'm supposed to see if he should check something out. Alright, let me help him hack. Wow, this is very dramatic. Hack. Oh, okay. I hacked it. Oh, okay, I'll decrypt. Okay. We got it. It's just puzzles, and I love puzzles. But this is really cool, especially because there's very long lines at Rise of the Resistance these days if you don't purchase a lightning lane, which most of the time, they're not even available for non-resort guests. They sell out before non-resort guests can even buy them. So you're likely going to be waiting in at least an hour-long line for Rise of the Resistance, and doing this can really help the time, and it immerses you further into the story because now you're communicating with Finn, so when you see him on the ride, you're like, whoa, I just helped you find that.
I may have sent Finn to certain danger. He got cornered by a stormtrooper and they took his armor and now he's in an interrogation. So. There are 4 functions within the DataPad: hack, scan, translate, and tune. You can just go into the main area there and you can select any of them and use them when you see the appropriate things throughout the land. Or you can decide where your allegiance lies, if you're a scoundrel, if you are with the First Order or the Resistance, and they can actually send you messages and missions to go on, and then they'll tell you what to do. So we are going to hack into this data panel right here, searching for hackable items. It's asking which one it is. Looks like this one. So do I want to help the First Order or the Resistance? I think I want to help the Resistance. I'm feeling nice today. So the way you do this is you connect the different colors. So the green has to connect to the green, the purple triangle has to connect to the purple triangle, etc. Okay, I did it. And now I got credits. So you can also go in this section and you can see which jobs are available. You can do ones that are nearby, active, available, completed, or you can pick which side you're on. I'm gonna click nearby. Where is this? This is at Droid Depot. Someone needs directions. Interesting. This one is at First Order Cargo. All right, let's go over there. Yeah, you can trust me, Hondo. Toads. Tune it. Let's tune it up. Oh. I did it. See those transcripts, baby. Unscramble. Oh. How do I do this? Okay. I gotta line it up so it makes sense. Did I do it? Oh my gosh. I'm doing it. I'm doing something. Something's happening. I don't know what's happening now. Communications. Transmission's not found. Uh-oh. I hacked in. Yes. I wonder if Hondo's happy. Ooh, let's smuggle it up. How much is it worth to you? Give me some money, Hondo. Yeah, I don't understand how this outpost works. 15 credits, yeah, baby. All right, you're welcome, Hondo. I will come work for you at Transport Solutions. Thanks for my credits. Never take the first offer, kids. As you can see, this tool is very fun. I personally like the jobs more than just using the tools. The scanning into crates is fun if you're in a queue, perhaps, or you're just walking around the land. But if you're just walking around the land, I like to do the jobs. I think it's fun to very much immerse yourself in the land. It makes you feel even more like you're in this galaxy far, far away because you're actually communicating with Hondo or with the First Order or with characters on the Resistance, depending on which side you choose. And it really is fun and puts you into this even more. I don't know if this is a thing that non-diehard Star Wars fans need to do, but if you are a diehard Star Wars fan who's here at Galaxy's Edge to live out your Star Wars story, I think this is really fun. It's also a great way to kill time in both the Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance queues, and again, you're actually going to be communicating with Hondo or Finn, and then my favorite is using it at Rise of the Resistance, because then when you see Finn, you're like, whoa, I totally helped you out, and it was awesome. But this is an app that very few people use, and I think it's a really great way to kill some time and immerse yourself further into this already incredible immersive land. Have I picked a favorite on this list yet? Probably multiple, but we're going to throw this one into the mix as well, and it's the nighttime projection shows here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. There are 2 different projection shows on Grauman's Chinese Theater. One is called The Wonderful World of Animation, and one is called Disney Movie Magic. These are both those really fun projection shows where they do a montage of different movies. Disney Movie Magic celebrates both live action and animation films, a bunch of different IPs, Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, Pixar. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then The Wonderful World of Animation celebrates Disney and Pixar and animation, and it has a clip from every single full-length animated feature film. Both of these are really fun. They've got a lot of great music, and even though Fantasmic isn't running right now, they are a great end to your night at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I definitely recommend checking them out. It's really easy to get a spot towards the end of the night. Make sure to check the app for what time they're going to play, but I feel like not a lot of people watch these. They just leave since Fantasmic isn't happening, and while I'm very sad Fantasmic's not back yet, I promise these are going to be a great end to your day at Hollywood. Jumbo friends, we've made it to Disney's Animal Kingdom on our quest to do underrated attractions, and we've got some really fun ones here, some of my personal favorites. We've got some animal encounters, some entertainment perhaps you haven't seen, including one of Disney's newest entertaining offerings that is dazzling people as it hits the sky. Hits the sky, sails in the sky, touches the sky. It's kites, spoiler alert. It's quite possible this is my personal favorite on this list, and it's the animal trails at Animal Kingdom, of course. There's two main trails here, but there's a few smaller ones. The two main ones are Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail here in Africa, as well as the Maharaja Jungle Trek over in Asia behind Kali River Rapids. And these are simple walking trails where you can see some animals. Some you can see on attractions like Kilimanjaro safaris, some you can only see by going on the trails. At Gorilla Falls, you'll get a closer look at the gorillas, including the new baby gorillas. You could see the okapi, you could see the hippos underwater, zebras, meerkats. Over at Maharaja Jungle Trek, you can see things like bats, birds, tigers, monkeys. Okay, you're gonna see some cool things on these animal trails, and not enough people take advantage of them, in my opinion. They're a great thing to do if you've got little ones, because they can run around and burn off some energy a little bit. They're a great attraction to do in between some of these big headliner attractions to stretch your legs. Plus, you're at the Animal Kingdom. I feel like you need to look at more animals. So I promise, especially if you're a fan of the magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney Plus, we'll actually see some of these animals. I promise, if you take a stroll on the trail, you'll see something, you'll learn something, and it'll be really fun. So it's a great activity to add into your Animal Kingdom day. The next attraction on our underrated list is more like 3 attractions in one. In fact, it's really a whole land. Rafiki's Planet Watch. 1, you get the Wildlife Express, which is a train up to Rafiki's Planet Watch. That's the only way to access it. And people love trains. Trust me, I'm one of them. So do little kids. They love trains. 2, there's Conservation Station, which is the area up there where you can do things like pet goats. I don't know about you, but if I pet a goat, my day is immediately better. So you can go to the affection section and pet goats while you're up at Conservation Station. And 3, the animation experience is up there. Some of you may remember when the animation experience was over at Hollywood Studios, where Star Wars Launch Bay is now, where they have a character artist teach you how to draw a Disney character. And since it's at the Animal Kingdom now, they're all famous Disney animals, like Shere Khan, like Simba, like Scar, like Bruce the Shark from Finding Nemo. And it's a really fun and underrated activity. It'll take about 25 minutes or so. Those classes are small, so they can fill up on busy days, but it's really nice to just sit there and draw, and sometimes my artwork looks okay thanks to the guidance of the artist up front, but theirs is always the best. Also up at Rafiki's Planet Watch, there's some small animal exhibits with different reptiles and things. You might also see them doing a procedure on an animal because there's a vet clinic up there. So this is a whole land that's very underutilized. It's usually a lot calmer up there, not as many people. So I feel like a lot of people skip out on Rafiki's Planet Watch when really you shouldn't. Especially if you're doing a full day here, you'll probably have some time to kill. Another of my favorites on the list is the entertainment in Africa, which was gone for a long time when the parks reopened after the closure, and it really felt like something was missing from this park. More than others, I would say the Streamosphere makes this environment, especially here in Africa, and I'm so glad they've brought back some of the street performers. You've got Kora Tinga Tinga, which is an incredibly talented gentleman that plays an African 10-stringed instrument. You've also brought back the drummers, who just make Harambe a party. They pull people in to dance with you, and they play the drums. This place just comes alive. So make sure that when you're in this park, which is so immersive and incredibly detailed to begin with, that you spend some time enjoying the recently brought back Streamosphere. Not only here in Africa, but we're going to give a nod out to Asia as well. They have a sitar player there that plays outside of the Bird Theater. And it just, again, it makes it feel like you're truly somewhere else. So make sure to check that out. Check the times with My Disney Experience app. Don't blow past it, because I promise you'll have fun. Their 50th anniversary entertainment, they rolled out some big numbers like Enchantment over at Magic Kingdom, Harmonious over at Epcot, 2 brand new fireworks spectaculars. But they also rolled out Kite Tales here at Animal Kingdom, which is a very short daytime show here on the water in Asia, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Giant kites and balloons being driven around this lagoon from jet skis. Now, it's getting a lot of attention, some of it good, some of it not so good, but I am Team Kite Tails because this show is majestic. It is triumphant. It is so much fun. If you come to the show and don't smile or laugh, I don't want to be friends with you because this show is so fun. Because what's more fun than kites? Kites crashing. So you have to come see the show. It's wonderful. Next up on our underrated attraction list, how many of you have seen the new version of the bird show, Feathered Friends in Flight? Now, this show has existed for a long time. In some iteration, it was called Flights of Wonder, then it was Up, A Great Bird Adventure with the Up characters. Now it's back to just being about the birds, and it's called Feathered Friends in Flight. It's about a 25-30-minute show with the animal keepers showing off some very unique birds and their talents. Now, this is coming from someone that doesn't even like birds, and I do enjoy this show. It feels very Animal Kingdom to me. After all, the premise of this park is to learn about the wonders of nature and animals around you, and you learn some really cool things about these birds. It's very easy to get a seat. It usually doesn't fill up. It's also a great spot to just kick back, relax. It is outdoors, but it's covered, and you get to sit for 30 minutes, just learn about some birds. So I feel like a lot of people just walk right by this, and while I don't think it's something you need to prioritize if you only have a half a day or you've got a lot of things you're doing at Animal Kingdom, but if you've got some time to kill, I recommend checking out the bird show, and not just because there's a bird named Bob. Next on our list, and this one's maybe controversial to be on an underrated attractions list, but we're talking about Dinosaur here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, I don't know about you, but I love the attraction Dinosaur, and people often forget this is the OG thrill ride of this park. Before there was Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain TM, before there was Avatar Flight of Passage, there was Dinosaur. Well, it was Countdown to Extinction, but it was the same attraction where you get into the Time Rover and you go back in time to check out the dinosaurs and bring one back with you. It is loud and it is dark and it is bumpy and there are big dinosaurs, which is why some people and some kids don't enjoy it. But for me, I actually like this more than the Flight of Passage, don't tell, because I will always pick an attraction where you physically move through a set with big realistic animatronics over a simulator. I just think it's great. So this one's pretty divided, so let me know how you feel about Dinosaur in the comments.
This is Seeker. Listen up. We've got to get in, grab the Iguanodon, and get out before the asteroid hits. Time to get serious. Locking I'm trapped with a big dino on the scope. Could be out. Computer, all stop. Identify. Definitely not on dino. Go! At least this one's a vegetarian. They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
Mission accomplished.
You made it!
Well, friends, that is a wrap on our most underrated attractions here in Walt Disney World. 30 plus different offerings. I hope you had fun following along. Hopefully you found something new to do on your next Walt Disney World vacation. Drop a comment below to let me know what your favorite underrated thing is here at the parks. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media at AllEars.net, and until next time, I'm Molly, and it's been magical.
Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.